Hello. God bless you and the Lord bless you and the Lord keep you. One more time this morning, I'm talking about celebration and the danger of celebration and the what and how celebration can divert you without your knowledge. In the book of Luke chapter 17 verses number 26 to 27, the Bible says, and during the time of Noah, they were eating and drinking. And the Bible says, and from that time, people forgot what God had already told them. Now, when you put off your spiritual signal, most of the time it takes you off guard and you may not necessarily understand and remember what you're supposed to do. Remember this, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, that in the process of that singularity in life, you must understand when God has given you victory, there's a spiritual signal that you need to keep on every time. Number one, altar must extremely be active. An altar is also taken care of by the priest and also taken care of by a sacrifice and as a physical place. Remember David, after he killed Goliath, the Bible says he dropped the sword that had already killed Goliath without knowing why, because the Bible says women carried him up and they started shouting and celebrating about him. He forgot completely about the battle he has done. And that's the nature of life. Every time when you are praying for the Lord to give you a victory over a particular thing, when it comes, I can assure you, all of us, we are vulnerable. We get excited. We start celebrating about what God has done for our life. We drop what gave us the victory. Remember, these are the things that every time the enemy takes advantage of the same, because the Bible says, and after a while, the brothers of Goliath rose again and they start to battle against David. Now, a Shunammite woman, the Bible says, after God gave a miracle over her son, the Bible says, and that woman never stopped communicating with the man of God, Elisha. She kept that bed, she kept that lamp, she did everything that was supposed to have been done. And the priest, remember, if you are a true, genuine person, every place that God gave you victory, don't put off that signal. Do you know that when you are taking off from the airport, one of the greatest things that a pilot is always aware and ready for it is never to put off the signal that has given in takeoff. A pilot, as much as is the man that has gone to school, he depends on the man who is called a traffic controller. A traffic controller is like a priest and a prophet over your life who gives you a spiritual signal to take off. Because if you put off, then the probability to crash is very high. And that's why in the Pentecostal churches and especially in the Christian family, every time when somebody gets an opportunity of a particular thing in life, a celebration in life, he gets victory over life, over business, over family, the first thing he does, he goes for celebration and he switches off the signal that gave him a takeoff. And that's why most of them, they do a crash. May God give you grace that you not crash, because the signal that you take from the traffic controller in the airport will connect you to the next destination. God understands, because the Bible talks about in the book of Isaiah 46:10, it declares the end from the beginning. That's why when you take off from the airport and the pilot gives exactly time of landing and take off and landing, he knows where to land. But now, if he switches off the signal, then the probability of getting a crash is very high. May the Lord give you grace in Jesus' precious name. Shalom.